following is intended only for mature audiences.
Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
This is Steiny.
And when we left you last, I was getting into some shit about medical costs for my oldest daughter as it relates to my ex,
The Beast.
and our custody agreement for medical support, and the state child support system. Now, you remember the episode that we did where I bitched about all the fucking hoops I jumped through to get the child support set up.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All the back and forth, the paperwork that they said wasn't filled out. I went to the fucking child support office, didn't know you couldn't just drop in.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And then eventually, like, all the horse shit with getting it set up via direct deposit, and then I got the right forms, but there's a page missing, then I had to go back to the bank, and then I got the fucking things.
Sounds like when I tried to file a motion against my son's mom, and yeah, it was about 6 different trips and visits for various things that were done wrong or not right. Yeah.
I fucking hate the state child support system. It is such goddamn bullshit, is how I will preface this. So, I got it set up for direct deposit, right? To which she was 14 months behind.
That's a lot.
And then she got her taxes and wanted to pay it off. So she paid $260 the first time, and then $600 and some the next. And this is where it gets really fucky, because I got my goddamn direct deposit set up just in the nick of time. So that first $260, they then took their fees,
Okay.
of which the county takes 2% for
What are they?
handling the money.
They're a credit card company now almost?
Here's what pisses me off.
Okay.
I used to pay her $300 a month when we had joint custody. I would cut her a check. I never had it deducted. I did not want Uncle Sam in my pocket. I didn't want to deal with that. I said, I will cut you a check. So she got $300.
Mm-hmm.
Of that $260, I got $225.
Because of various other fees. And, yeah.
Oh my fuck. Because it came from her taxes, there was a $25 reclamation fee. There was the county's 2%,
Yep.
which
Is only $4.50, but still.
you take money from all of our checks to fund the government. That money makes the government run. And then for doing your job, you're going to charge me money that's supposed to go to my kids so you can do the job that I've already fucking paid you to do? What the fuck?
It's like all these things, licenses, all that stuff when it comes to government stuff. It's like, yeah, don't we pay enough in taxes already?
Yeah. So I alluded to getting my direct deposit set up just in the nick of time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because they were going to disperse a payment. And I got it set up 4 days before. Prior to that, they sent me out a U.S. Bank Relia card. And I didn't want anything to do with that because they could put the money on a fucking debit card. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with fee structures or any of that shit.
Have an extra card laying around with a weird balance on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I fucking did what I do with all important mail. I threw it in the fire pit. When I'm done with the important shit, I don't want my identity stolen. It goes in the fire pit.
No, I get you. I
Mortgage
thought you meant
statements.
card in there, but yeah.
The card went in the fire pit.
Yeah.
I never activated it. So then I'm sitting here waiting for this other $600 and some payment that she apparently made.
Yeah.
And I call the child support office. She's like, well, you're not set up in the state system yet. So go on the website and get set up so we can see what this is. So then I had to fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
Which
Create
is a pain in the
login,
nuts.
A profile and all that stuff.
Yeah. So it's another fucking password to remember, which now that I think about it, I think I forgot. Either way.
Well, the good thing they got to forgot my password link.
Yeah. So I get there and I look at it and I see there's the $600 and some payment being held. And it sat there for 60 fucking days. And I'm just like, what is the deal with this shit? When are they going to disperse it?
On it interest free?
And she's like, oh, it looks like it paid out. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, thank you then. I'll go check my account. I checked my account. It's not in there. Where did it go? To the Relia card that I never fucking activated.
Of course it did.
What the fuck? And not only did they take the dispersal to the card that I didn't want when I had my direct deposit set up, they backdated the fucking dispersal to 2 months earlier.
Okay.
And 4 days before they originally gave me the $200 and some
So there's
payment
no
to the
way
account.
they could have done it that way.
And I'm like, okay, what the actual fuck are you guys trying to pull? So then I have to call ReliaCard to try to find out what's up. So I call the child support lady again,
Yeah.
who's sick of dealing with me, I'm sure now, because I don't understand this system. It's very fucking confusing.
Well, why wouldn't you want the Relia card? Right. Yeah.
Right. And then I told her, I'm like, I need to get a new ReliaCard. She's like, why? What happened? I told her, she's like, oh, that's strange. I'm like, yeah, it's very strange. In fact, it's so strange that I would say it's fucking ridiculous. Pardon my French. And she's like, okay, well, here's a number you could call. So she gives me a number, and I call it. And it's some lady that works for the state that deals with child support that is like, how did you get this number? Like, my child support worker gave it to me. Is this not like a general number? She's like, this is a professionals only.
Oh.
So, like, I can tell you what's up because I've got you right now. But, like, this number, please don't give it out. This is not a number. This is interagency only.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm like, I am very sorry. I was confused and so was she. She's like, yeah, she must have been. Like, she was pissed. Like, did I fucking interrupt you having your coffee break at your desk with your
Right.
fucking rabbit
Shoving
vibrator?
it up with other people.
Everybody's down in the lunchroom and you're fucking trying to bust your girl nut right there onto the desk while you sip your fucking mocha latte. What the fuck? So I get the phone number to ReliaCard with U.S. Bank. And I call, and I get this very nice lady who was black. I know I can't see her, but you can tell by the voice.
Okay.
And she was Southern.
Well, that's charming.
And I explained the situation. And she's like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and have them send out that card to you. It'll be about 7 to 10 business days before you get it. And I got it. Like fucking 15 days later.
I was just
It
going to
took
say not 7 to 10
fucking
days.
forever. And I checked the balance. I'm like, wait a minute, where'd the money go? It was still $600 and like a few more. But then I'm like looking online.
I thought you said it was like $660.
No,
Okay.
the first payment was $260.
Oh, I'm
and then
sorry.
I got like
Then it was-
$225 less the fees, the tax reclamation, and the 2%.
Okay.
And then that math actually doesn't add up. So what I found out was there's a federal case filing and handling fee that you pay every year on every fucking case where there's more than $500 changing hands. And it's $35 a year. So because she had been supposed to have been paying since October 2022, and she didn't start paying until February 2024, they fucking took $70. And they took them on opposite weeks instead of all at once.
So this is a scam because there's a whole reason why they set it up to go via this Relia card and all this other crap then, right? Or would they have taken this fee out whether you did Relia card or not?
ReliaCard or not, it's a federal fee
Okay.
for handling this shit and having this case. And I'm just like, what are you guys even doing? This is state level.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Why is Uncle Sam taking $70 from my daughters? Because that's what's going on here. And I'm not just saying this like I'm a man. So now I'm feeling the pain that so many other mothers have felt.
Yeah.
Like my
it comes to
estranged
child
wife
support.
is owed $60,000 in arrears. That
It's not
she's
even possible.
It is. He doesn't have a license. He's homeless. He doesn't fucking work. He lives at a fucking shelter. He's back in treatment. And like he doesn't fucking pay shit. So
Yeah, but they only have one kid together. I'm sorry, just the fact that's an exorbitant amount for one child over like a decade. But anyway,
it's like $400 a month and she just turned 14 a week ago.
$400 a month is.
He's paid a little
you're right,
here and
you're
there.
right, I guess. Yeah.
So it's
14,
between
that could be
$60,000 and
about
$65,000
Wow.
that he's going to have to pay off.
As soon as he starts working. If he starts working.
Right. So that doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Unless you terminate your rights and then she eats that fee, but she's not going to do that.
Is he hoping that when she turns 18, they won't come back after him for that money because she's an adult now and the kid wouldn't get the benefit of the support?
Yeah, you still owe that money, as evidenced by my former coworker Bubbles, who had a son that turned 18 and he's still paying off $31,000 in arrears, is what he told me, back before he quit.
Oh, wow.
And those episodes that we recorded that I still haven't edited and put out because I'm just letting them sizzle for a bit.
There you go.
Get a little enough distance from when he quit. So now here's my anger is we've got parents that get money for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And the government is double and triple dipping.
Yeah.
Right? We pay to fund the government agency, the child support office, to handle this shit, the workers, all that. And then they take a fee for middlemanning the money, which sucks because we're paying for you to even exist. So that's the double dip. The triple dip is now at the federal level when it's a state fucking case. Why do you need $35? What,
Per
to
year.
just check their math? Get fucked.
Oversight. Maybe it's for the oversight of the agency. Maybe that's all it is.
Yeah, what that is a dry fist in the asshole of every parent that's receiving child support. And I think that seriously needs to be remedied on a political level. Like, there needs to be some law put in place that this 2% shit, fuck you, $5 a month. I only get $50 a month in support. I'm not hurting for the money, but because of the custody change from joint to me having sole, legal, and physical, she pays the bare minimum because she's broke as shit.
Right. Yep. By design, she pays next to nothing.
And she, I could ask for a recalculation, and she's supposed to let me know where she works, what she makes.
Right.
She doesn't give me any of that. She's like, I don't have to tell you what I make. I'm like, you have to tell me what you make. It's right in the court order. It states that you're to give me your tax information, your W-2. I'm to know how much you earn so that if I am, entitled to a recalculation and an increase, I can ask for it. But what you're doing is stopping me from having the information that is necessary to do that. So she's basically in contempt of court for that too.
Wait a minute. How was that part of your child support agreement? Because when my son's mom and I went our separate ways, there was no thing where we had to show that to each other. If there was a job change, it was kind of like one of those things, well, you had to guess if they were making more money or not. Like, there was no obligation to show our W-2s to each other.
Because your lawyer didn't put it in the agreement.
Ah. Yeah.
Mine did because of all of her other
BS.
various dishonesty and such.
Yeah.
So it's like she owes me for the medical copays. She owes me the back support plus interest. She sits here and makes all these fucking claims. And here's the funny thing. Now, I can ask for a UA at any time from her to see, if I have reasonable doubt that she's sober, to which she's always like, what's your reasonable suspicion? I'm like, your fucking behavior's off the wall. And your history mixed with you feel like you're off your meds or something's fucked. You're so irritable and quick to anger. Now, get to the point where it's starting to be like, oh, that's not the drugs. That's just her mental health.
Right, that's her. Yeah.
Because I asked her for a UA, and she took it, and it was negative.
Okay.
If it's positive, she pays. If it's negative, I pay.
Okay.
And if I ask, she has 24 hours to produce. Should she not produce, that is counted as a positive.
Yeah, and she pays.
And then, well, no. Then
No,
I
she
just
wouldn't pay, obviously.
take away
She
her
wouldn't take
fucking overnights.
Sure.
Until she's got she can prove sobriety, and she's got a month of it being on schedule with supervised visits, supervised by me, which she fucking hates.
Right. Because that's a punishment. Yeah.
So she took a UA and she passed. And she's like, where's my $90? I fucking sent you an email, the receipt. So when she owes me money, she will do everything in her power to fucking try to welch on that debt. But when I owe her, she nickel and dimes me to death.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, I don't know where my checkbook is. I think I'm out of checks. And it's one of those things that's easy enough to do online that you just get so busy doing all this other shit that you fucking forget about. And when you got 4 kids living between, 3 different households.
Gets busy.
It gets busy. Plus work and all the constant calamity in my life. So I didn't pay her for a number of months.
Well, when she owes you money, too, it's kind of a wash. But
I
bet you they
tried
go through different ways
to fucking fight that and die on that hill. She would not agree because she played the whole, give me back the 20% and the 50%. I only owed 30%. You fucking back to the Steiner math bullshit.
Yeah.
And then, I was at Target one day, and she's like, can you pick me a bubble wrap? I have some stuff I sold on eBay I need to ship out. I'm like, cool. It's like $5. Okay, she's like, yeah, I'll pay you back. Normally, she does pay me back. Typically, I have to be almost like a fucking mafia bookie enforcer to get the goddamn money, and it's never that much. Sure. So get this. The $5 I kept asking for, and she's like, oh, fuck you. You owe me for my UA, to which we would then refer to the cost for the out-of-pockets, and then she'd say, it's your fault for the teeth, fuck you, and show me receipts for the glasses. I'm like, I've sent you screenshots of what I paid for my bank, dude. So, what the fuck?
Have you done like what I've had to do with my son's mom, which is actually do the math and show her a picture of the math?
My son.
Like, I have to do the math for her in order to say, this is what I've owed, my 70%, this is your 30%, and like clear cut for her to see it.
Well, I could simply say, take what I sent you and multiply that number by 0.3.
Right, but she's, no.
She's lazy and she's bitter and she's not going to fucking do it. So anyways, it gets to a little while ago, like a month ago, I made her take another UA because she was off the rails with anger.
Did she pass?
She did pass.
What?
And then she told me, she's like, you're about to get hit with a fucking cease and desist about all the shit you talk about me on your podcast, and you're about to be held in contempt of court, so get ready, motherfucker.
Okay.
I don't care. I'll make you pay for it. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, all the stuff you're supposed to be doing, you're not doing, and you're not paying me for my UAs. So she basically strong-armed me with a threat of court for contempt. She's like, which is a fucking felony, so you can enjoy going to jail, and they'll remember you as a correctional officer, motherfucker. You're bound to see one or two people that have seen
Not
you.
a felony.
Apparently, contempt of court can be a felony. I don't know. I'm not going to argue it.
Child support for $90? Okay, no.
It's not even child support. It's just like part of our agreement. But don't try to make sense of it because she's trying to do what she always does and scare me into giving her way. So basically, under coercion, under duress, I wrote her a check.
Okay.
I'm like, for 2 UAs minus $5. And she's like, what do you mean minus $5? I'm like, remember that bubble wrap? She's like, are you fucking serious with me? And she called me all these names. I'm like, I'm going to ask you to stop shouting at me because you're in my kitchen right now. And I'm just going to say this. Why, when I owe you money, are you on me like the fucking mafia? But when you owe me money, you just can't be bothered to fucking make good at it. And maybe the reason you can't get ahead in life, you like to throw the word karma at me as a dig. Like, karma's going to get you, motherfucker. Karma's going to dry fuck you in the ass. Karma, karma, karma. God damn it. She's like a fucking bastardized hood rat version of a Taylor Swift song.
Well, right. And what karma is she talking about? Definitely not the Eastern religion karma. That's a lifetime of deeds, and you pay for it when you die. She must be thinking of like instant karma, which is a Western philosophy.
And also because it's based upon her ego and her opinion.
Yeah.
Because her feelings got hood.
Well, and she's hoping the world's going to do her retribution because she can't.
So anyways, I'm like, you asked me to get it for you. I did you the favor, even though we don't get along and don't like each other. Do not fuck me on this. She hands me a $5 bill. And I'm like, part of why I think you're not getting ahead in life is you've got all this other money that you keep coming up with excuses to not pay. And if you firmly do believe in karma, the universe is going to keep you down until you start making good on this shit. All of My Name is Earl style.
True. I do agree that you reap what you sow. There's a reason there's sayings out there that kind of address this exact situation, right? She does it to herself.
When I said that to her, her face just dropped. Like she had a realization like, oh. And I'm not saying that is really what happened, but my perception of it is she went from bitchy to quiet and cooperative. Like,
you actually struck a nerve with your comment. It actually got through maybe, huh?
Yeah, think of it. Because I don't know if karma is real, and I don't know if the universe actually holds balance. But as I age, I start to feel like it does to some degree.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're fucking yourself by trying to screw people out of money and always borrowing and ripping people off. And you being broke as shit is a byproduct of what you're putting out in the universe. You're manifesting your own fucking failure without even realizing it.
Very true. Very true. There are some people that are just unlucky. That's not her.
No, she fucking did meth and didn't work for like a year and a half and blamed the pandemic and put her mortgage into forbearance for way too long.
Right.
And just wouldn't get a different job. She's like, I'm a waitress. It's what I do. A waitress is a job. It's not a fucking career.
No.
There's no waitress degree where you go to like National American University one day a month and they teach you how to fucking carry coffee cups and cheddar fish biscuits from Red Lobster to a table of fat fucks from the Midwest that are going to get the all-you-can-eat shrimp deal that Red Lobster erroneously put across America and then bankrupted themselves with.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they're filing for Chapter 11 and shuttering dozens of locations, none of which in Minnesota yet.
right?
So I realized this was all over the place with me bitching about the child
Interesting.
support
We
system.
went to finished at Red Lobster though.
Yeah, because why not?
Yeah, it's a nice.
It's
place to end
delicious.
up.
Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
This is Steiny.
And that's the end.